Good day, everyone. My name is Michelle D. Clark, and I'm your favorite small town girl with big time dreams who God has definitely shown His grace and His mercy, and He has saved me from some life threatening things. It is a wonderful winning Wednesday on purpose. Why? Because I said so, and you can too. Okay, so I'm going to preface it by saying this, you all, because I see some viewers already starting to pop up and come in. So welcome, welcome. So let's do a quick little housekeeping, then I'll let you in on what's going on here in the great state of Michigan. Okay, so of course, if this is your first time on the show, then welcome, welcome. And if you are a repeat supporter to the show, then make sure that you, well, first of all, welcome back. And for everybody, if you're watching this on YouTube, make sure that you subscribe and click the little bell so that way you'll be in the know. Now, I know I said welcome back, even though this is another installment of Great at 8 Mindset Matters. Normally, we do our Tuesday talks with Ms. Clark, LMSW, at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And I normally welcome new guests and welcome back the repeat supporters. But this is another show of Great at 8. So, yes, you could definitely be a repeat supporter of this. And who knows? Who knows? We may continue this past Friday, because I know we're supposed to do this Monday through Friday. So your vote counts. Your vote counts. So if you would like to see more of Great at 8 Mindset Matters, then make sure you let me know on all social media platforms. It's MicheleDClark Lift. I know I have this around here somewhere. I can stick that up there. And of course, you can see it right there. MicheleDClark Lift, right? You can also shoot me an email message at info@MicheleDClark, right? And again, Michelle is Michele. There's only one L in Michelle because you don't need two when one does the same. So make sure you hit me up with just one L. All right, you all. So those are the ways that you can make your vote count and let me know if this is good to you. No. This is great to you, right? Great to you. And we will continue. So your vote counts. All right, you all. So now what I was going to say, real pause, you guys. What I was going to say is that first of all, why am I looking around? I'm looking around like this, like somebody else is in the room with me. So, but it's like a secret, whenever you have like a secret or something that you're going to tell somebody, first of all, you lean in, you see me leaning in, right? And then you like lower your voice a little bit. At any rate, here in the great state of Michigan, on this side of the state, anyways, on the west side of the state, east side of the state, on the east side of the state, help me out here, Lord. On the east side of the state, I mean, snow is coming down. It's been snowing since last night. Snow, snow, snow. So my lights are actually flickering. My lights are actually flickering, you all. So I have fingers crossed, toes crossed, even though I can't really cross my toes. I know, eyes crossed, everything crossed, you all, and in prayer that we can get through the whole show with no problems. Matter of fact, let me switch that around. That we get through the show in excellence. That we can get through the whole 20 minutes, be on air in excellence, and I can help you all to make this wonderful Wednesday, great at 8 Mindset Matters. All right, you all. So that is the show. Now, quick break for station identification before we get started. Something I always like to do, and that's to remind people to stay hydrated. You want to make sure that you are hydrated because it matters too, right? Your mind can't work if your mind is not hydrated because we're made of mostly water. So it kind of helps the brain to work, right? So make sure that you have your water. So this is what we do. I do a quick water break. And of course, if you have your water, if you're a repeat supporter, then you already know to have your water handy. If you don't, that's okay. You'll know for next time. But you take this quick second to go grab a bottle of water and come right back. And also, if you already have your water, you already took a swig, you're ready to go, then you can also take this time to invite somebody else to come on and watch what's happening. Okay. So take a quick swig. And as you know, we do some elevator music, in your mind, right? And as I take a drink, you can drink too. So, all right, here we go. 1, 2, 3, let's go. Great hydration. All right, you all. So that was our break for station identification with our hydration. All right, so yesterday and Monday, we talked about how the mind works. How the mind works. We talked about cognitive mapping. So we mapped out events based on, so the event happens, then comes the thought, self-talk, then comes the feelings, then comes the behavior, action, outcome, whatever you want to call it, reaction, response, whatever. So we talked about that. Then we also talked about how, like we gave scenarios, examples. So on Monday, I talked about, I made it like a plain, simple kind of an example that I guess everybody could relate to, that was like not really invasive, that wasn't really emotional, so people can get the logic side of it. without having to have the emotions injected. So we just talked about how if you saw a snake or a spider, for those people who generally like spiders or don't like spiders, how their response would be based on their thoughts, da 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 da. We broke all that down. Yesterday, we talked about, we ramped it up a little bit, right? So we went from this little docile example, we ramped it up to talk about relationships. So we talk about relationships with our kids, and we talk about relationships like more intimate type relationships, if you will, like with significant others. So I ended off the show yesterday telling people that today we would talk about how when we're faced with a situation that we view negatively, because it's not the situation that's negative, it's how we view it. When we encounter a situation that we view negatively, how do we keep the response, actions, behaviors, whatever, follow through, outcome from being negative? Because normally when you have a negative event, you have you have an event, you have a negative thought about that event, then you have negative emotions based on those thoughts, and then you have negative outcome based on the feelings and based on the thoughts about the event. So how, Michelle, on earth do you keep this from going to that, to that, to that, to that, like a domino effect? Well, I'm so glad you asked me that, right? So if you are ready for the answer to this, then I'm going to need to see something in the chat. So see, you can put in there, put a number 2, because I like that peace. So put a number 2 in the chat, peace for positive, or you can just put the word I'm ready. And if you're a woman, you can put she ready. But put something in the chat so I know that you're ready for this answer of how you can turn negative into positive. I'm gonna take me a quick sip while I wait for some stuff coming in the chat here. So I want to make sure y'all ready. Let's go. All right. So how we are able to do that is with something called thought replacements. If I had one of those little, I would probably would have inserted it right there. So yes, thought replacements. Okay, what is that, Michelle? It's pretty much just like what it sounds like. Where yes, we may have a negative automatic thought that pops in our mind automatically, based on a bunch of different scenarios and things that we may have experienced in our past. Right. So we talked about that the other day as well. So see, this is why it's really important for you to make it every single day to these talks. So that way you can really get the long of the long instead of short of the long, and me doing little summaries. But based on a lot of things that we've experienced, it shapes our thought patterns, which we call schemas, 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 which is our filing cabinet system of how we shortcut the shortcut, if you will. Sometimes it's good, sometimes it's not. However, so when something happens and those negative automatic thoughts pops into our minds, you can't stop that from happening. That's why it's called automatic. But you can determine how long you sit in it. So how long we determine, decide, feel like, whatever, sitting in it can be adjusted. That's where you're able to insert the thought replacement. Okay. So let's look at the scenario. So I think yesterday, do y'all want to do some new scenarios, or you want to do the ones we carried on from yesterday? Let me know. Let me know in the chat. Okay. So in the meantime, while we wait for that to come in, so we're not just sitting here in silence while waiting. So what we can do is, how about we carry on? How about we carry on one of the examples from yesterday? So one of the examples was, that was kind of heated, if you will, was, let's say that Bobby didn't come home on time. Or, so he didn't come home on time, and we're waiting. We're like, oh my goodness, and let's just say in one scenario we talked about where he there was a foundation of a loving relationship, right, and trust, and in another situation there was not trust and not really a loving relationship, right? So depending on what scenarios, what the foundation is, can also play a part, because again, those are our experiences, filing cabinet, right, that we draw from. So, and of course, in this example, no real Bobbies were used, right? This is just figure, okay. So quick break for station identification. There's this this K-pop icon that I really like, and that's one of his names. But I'm not talking about him. I'm not talking about that one. But anyways, so here we go. So let's say Bobby didn't come home, and we're talking about the foundation that wasn't so set in goodness, right? And so Bobby doesn't come home. We think to ourselves, oh, I can't believe this joker did this again. He's late again. I know he is not over Becky House with the good hair. He better not be over Becky House with the good hair, or it's going to be a for sure problem, right? So that's the initial thought, right? And then, of course, based on those thoughts, we have feelings, emotions to transpire, and then we may have a action, reaction, whatever. So what we can do is, when we have that thought pops in our mind, I can't believe he better not be over there with Becky with the good hair. Pause. Insert new thought here. Okay. So Bobby told me that he was going to not deal with Becky anymore. So let me give him the benefit of the doubt. And I'm just going to give him a call. And so now, based on that, I find myself feeling what? So in that scenario, when it first started, and I'm like, I know he may not be over there with Becky with the good hair, right? How did that emotion look? I would say negative, right? Negative. So, but when I replace that thought with, you know what? He told me it was done, Becky, that we're starting a relationship over, that we're going to be much better. Let me give him the benefit of the doubt. How did that feel? Yes, more calm. It's more calm, a little more peaceful. And to be honest with you all, it's not really for Bobby's sake per se. It's for our health's sake, for our stress level sake. And so then, of course, the emotions are more calm. And then thereafter, we will probably will more than likely have behaviors, reactions, response, outcomes, whatever you want to call it, follow through that corresponds now with that calmer thought. That more positive thought that generate the more calmer emotions that then can change the initial negative into a positive. So that's how that works. Now, what I will say on the side, you all, we're talking, so mindset matters to the side here. And actually, it's kind of still corresponds with this. If you are in a relationship where a person is taking advantage of you, of your being, of your essence, of your trust, of your love, you deserve better. You deserve better. So hopefully in the illustration that we just had, that Bobby done level up his game and Bobby is on the up and up. And then there is a foundation of trust and love thereafter. But if that not be the case, and you are someone that you know and love and care about, are in a relationship that you know they have no business being in because they're being emotionally or physically abused, please, please get help. And please help them to get help. Okay? All right. So I just had to put that out there. So again, no one was hurt in this example. This was just a fictitious example. So, all right. So that is how we are able to replace, or how we're able to turn negative into positive. So let's look at a couple of other examples here. So I don't know about you all, but so there was a point in time where I had gained some weight. I know some people are like, oh, you really, Michelle, like I've seen you like through the years and I don't really see any weight gain. Okay, first of all, let's get this right. Michelle does not wear clothes. That's not going to flatter Michelle. Let's start at that point, right? But in addition to that, but what was going on underneath, behind the scenes, it does have an impact on how we feel about ourselves. And what we think about ourselves, which determines how we feel about ourselves, which determines how we treat ourselves. See how that's domino. So the thought was, man, I done gained weight. Put on a pair of pants. Joke is not buttoning. What are we going to do? It's like, oh, I can't stand this. This is, and so here comes the negative cascade, right, of thoughts, the barrage of negative thoughts coming in. Then the feelings. Sharice said, fact, right? So then comes in, the feelings. So now I may be feeling ashamed or guilt or resentment or anger, frustration, and then thereafter starts this negative cycle, because when you feel bad, generally we don't make good decisions, And then we follow it with not good responses, reactions, behaviors, outcomes, follow through, whatever you want to call it. Hence the negative cycle. So then we turn to our favorite gentleman couple, Ben and Jerry's, right? Or we may turn to something else, our French companion chocolat. And there goes the spiral, right? So now, of course, I'm doing some things that are not, I'm making not good decisions, and I'm not eating healthy foods. And so those healthy foods are going to pack on more pounds in the midsection. So there's ways that we can counteract that and turn that negative into a positive. So yes, thought replacements, you all, but it goes deeper than that. If you all want to hear, let's see. I'm sorry, I just read the chat. Dr. Kroom. Dr. Kroom said other friends, gin and juice. That would caught me off guard. That was a good one. That was a good one, Doc. That was really good. Right. So, and hopefully, if we get mad at somebody, hopefully we don't turn to our other friends, Smith and Wesson. Okay, moving on. All right, you all. Just listen, you have to keep the fun in fundamentals, right? We got to keep the fun in fundamentals. So, okay. So there's a deeper way, you all. So we only got about 4 minutes left. There's a deeper way that we can dig down deeper now and work on our thought replacements. Because again, when we think those initial thoughts, the negative automatic thoughts that come into our minds based on how we view the events, based on all the foundation that we have in our past, filing cabinet system, schemas, right? So there's a way that we can formulate those thought replacements, because thought replacements are not automatic. It's something that we work at. So let me give you a framework to work at those. We'll give you the framework tonight. And then tomorrow we can talk more. We can go even deeper into it, depending on how much time we have. So here's the thought. So we have a negative automatic thought. So let's go back to the I done gained some weight. Can't fit my pants. This is some horse malarkey. I can't believe this. I didn't gain weight. Now I can't buckle up. And then all the right? Those thoughts. So the first thing we have to ask ourselves is it true? Is it true? If it's not true, then of course replace it with a thought that is true. Now, in the example that we just used in the weight gain, well, there's definitely some what do you call it? Objective ways that we can actually see and measure whether we've gained weight or not, whether it be with the handy dandy measuring tape, or if it is with a I know, right, horse market, or if it's with a scale. So there's ways that we can determine it. And of course, obviously, if you can't button the pants, use button the pants. There you go. So yes, it's true. Now the next question we ask is, so is it true or not true? So that's what we have with this. Let me put that up there. I'm gonna get that up there. True, if I can spell true versus not true. Okay. So that's the first question we want to ask ourselves. True or not true? If it's not true, replace it with a truthful thought. Okay. If it is true, then the next set of questions we want to ask ourselves is, I'm going to put it in the chat. All right, you all. The next question is helpful or unhelpful? Helpful or unhelpful? So if the thoughts that we have are true, but not helpful, then we need to replace it with a thought that's more helpful. So yes, it may be true that I gain weight. It may be true that I can't button my pants. But is it helpful for me to think negative thoughts about that? Is that going to help me to feel better? So let me frame that. Is it going to help me to feel better about myself? If it's not, then we want to replace it with something that is more helpful. So something that could be along the lines of, yes, I can't button my pants. That's true. However, I'm still beautiful. I'm still worthy. I'm still worthwhile. I can do it. I can lose the weight again. I was there before. I can get back to there. So you see how now we're just pivoting and we're shifting. We're shifting to more helpful thoughts that's going to help us to feel better. So in there, you should have felt some hope. You should have felt a ray of light. You should have felt more the positive. You should have felt more positively, not feeling positive about gaining the weight, but feeling positive about the future, about a future outcome that you can obtain. So, I see that we're already at the 20-minute mark, you all. So let's make sure we're going to go deeper into this. We're going to go deeper into this tomorrow, okay? So we're going to have another Great at 8 Mindset Matters tomorrow, and we're going to go deeper into how we can utilize this, because I want to give more examples. And of course, you can always shoot me some examples. Go to info@MicheleDClark.com, and that's MicheleDClark.com. And of course, one L of Michelle, because you don't need two, and one does the same. So in addition to that, you all, in addition to that, if you want to learn more, feel free, get free in 2023, then guess what? This Saturday, for professional women only, we are having Lift Nation Freedom at 1. That's this Saturday at 1 p.m. Eastern Standard Time in the Zoom room. So you do not even have to leave the comfort of your own home. All you have to do is, it's free. And all you have to do is come in with a smile and a positive attitude, ready to go. So we're going to talk about what Lift Nation is, how Lift Nation is going to go to work for you. We're going to do a little mini mindsetting, and we're going to have some networking. So you're either networking or not working. So make sure that you as a professional woman are present in the Zoom room this Saturday. How can you be there? I'm so glad you asked. All you have to do is go to bit.ly/Lift Nation Freedom at 1. That's it. Go there, register. The link is live right now. So as soon as we get done with this, do not delay. Act now. So that way you don't forget. Put it in your calendar. So that way you know. You'll be in the know. And of course, always subscribe to the channel. Click the little bell so you'll be in the know when we drop new content. So, all right, that's how you can do that. Now, some people may say, you know what, Michelle, I want to meet with you one-on-one because I know I got stinking thinking and I want to be free in 2023. I want to get my mind right. I want to free my mind. Then guess what? All you have to do is go to bit.ly/mindset with Michelle. That's capital MINDSET, capital WITH, capital MICHELE. Again, that's Michelle with one L because you don't need two and one does the same. Go there and book your free, no cost conversation exploration with me. Now, we're not going to solve everything in 20, 30 minutes, but we're going to start the foundation so I can figure out what's going on, how can I help you, and can we work together? That's really it. Can we work together? That's what we're going to figure out there. So, all right, you all. That's my story. I'm sticking to it. I look forward to seeing each and every one of you all again tomorrow at our, I'm sorry, trying to read something in the chat there. Okay. At our Great at 8 Mindset Matters. So I cannot wait to see each and every one of you all there. So again, my name is MicheleDClark. You all, I am the Mindset Management Coach for professional women with Lift Nation, where we empower you, the professional woman, to live inspired, free, and transformed. Take care. God bless. And I'll see you all tomorrow and Saturday. Lift Nation Freedom at 1 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Take care. God bless.